Basic constitutional principles. Constitution. A constitution is a written document outlining governmental structure and powers. The United States Constitution provides three important functions. First, it establishes the structure of the federal government, the national government. Second, it distributes power. And third, it restrains the government in the exercise of its powers. Separation of powers. Separation of powers is the principle that the powers of government should be separated and put in care of different parts of the government structure. For example, the legislative function, making law, rests with the Congress. The executive function, enforcing, carrying out, or executing the law, rests with the administration of the President. And third, the judicial function, interpreting the law, rests with the Supreme Court. Checks and balances. Checks and balances create a mixture of powers that permits the three branches of government to limit one another. The three branches of government are balanced or equal in power. This balance is very dynamic in nature, however, as one branch is usually dominant over the other two. A check is a control one branch has over another. For example, the President can veto or refuse to sign congressional legislation. Congress can override a presidential veto and make law without presidential approval. And the Supreme Court can rule any action of government unconstitutional and void any law or government order at any level of government. Federalism. Federalism is shared power between the states and the federal or national government. Political authority is to be distributed between a central government, that's the federal government, and the state governments. Each government has guaranteed rights and powers under the Constitution. Federalism spreads out political power to avoid domination by any one level of government. Under federalism and in our Constitution, states have what are called reserved powers. These reserved powers include drawing electoral districts, regulating intra-state commerce, establishing special districts like water districts, police powers, fire protection, and the ability to levy sales taxes. The national government has what is called exclusive powers, and these exclusive powers include such things as declaring war, making treaties, what the Constitution calls coining money or making the currency, regulating interstate commerce, and making binding tax law. Occasionally, both states and the national government have simultaneous responsibility for issues. This is called concurrent powers. Examples of concurrent powers are the sharing of tax revenue, auto safety issues, drug policy, and agricultural inspection. Judicial review. Judicial review is the authority of the judicial branch to decide constitutionality of acts of government at all levels, whether local, state, or federal. Judicial review is not mentioned in the Constitution, but it derived from custom and was strengthened by the 1803 Supreme Court decision, Marbury v. Madison. In this court decision, Supreme Court Chief Justice John Marshall said these famous words, quote, "It is emphatically the province and duty of the judicial department to say what the law is," unquote. Few federal laws have been declared unconstitutional, but many state and local laws have been declared unconstitutional. Limited government. The powers of government are limited by the rights and liberties of the governed. The governed means the people. Government rests on the rule of law approved by the consent of the governed. Limited government is an application of a theory called the social contract, a philosophy that was put forward by philosophers such as Locke, Rousseau, and Montesquieu. The social contract is the theory that government is a contract with the people, and if the government acts in inappropriate or oppressive ways, the people have the right to modify or abolish the contract. Ratification. Ratification has two meanings depending on how it's used. Ratification in general means the approval process for a law or act of government. but it also has a specific meaning related to the United States Constitution. Ratification is the process by which the Constitution was approved by the states and the constitutionally provided process whereby the Constitution may be amended.